Hello lovelies, I'm Christina and today I'm here to wrap up the month of August for you guys. My reading month of August wasn't that great, so this is gonna be pretty short and sweet, so let's just jump right into it. As always, I'm gonna link all the books that I mentioned down below so you can go check them out, and I will also add my Audible link, so if you want a free 30-day trial with 2 free books in it, you can go grab yours right there. In August, I listened to 3 audiobooks and I read 1 novel. So I'm gonna start off with the audiobooks. The first one was You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. I mentioned this in my audiobooks recommendations video. It's just a really funny and motivational nonfiction book about keeping track of your goals and really working towards them. I really enjoyed it. Jen Sincero is an amazing narrator and she's super hilarious to listen to, and I highly recommend You Are a Badass for any creative person who needs a little kick in the butt to really get yourself going and to keep yourself motivated. I will definitely listen to it more than once. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I listened to was Their Fractured Light by Amie Kaufman and Meagan. This is the 3rd and final book to the Starbound trilogy, a science fiction trilogy. I think it's supposed to be YA, but I'm not sure. And I thoroughly enjoyed books 1 and 2. Didn't love this one as much. I just couldn't connect as much to these characters as I did in the previous books, although I did really enjoy seeing some of the characters that we got to know in the first 2 books reappear in this one. Now, it could have been just that the timing wasn't right for me to listen to this. I'm not really sure, but I just didn't like this one as much as the other ones. It was still entertaining, not one of my favorites. Ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. The last audiobook that I listened to in August was Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Now, I've heard amazing things about Big Magic and have been told numerous times that I should listen to it because I am a writer. Now, for those of you who've recommended this to me, I have to apologize in advance for this, but I really didn't like it that much. I thought she had some good ideas. I thought she had some interesting thoughts on how creativity works and how ideas that you put into the world will be grabbed by others if you don't use them as fast as you can. Now, really enjoyed that aspect of it, but for some other reason, I just didn't get out of that book feeling totally motivated or inspired to do anything. So for me, it just wasn't a good match. Sorry. I think I ended up giving it a 2 out of 5 stars. Now, the one novel that I read was truly magnificent. It is by a YouTuber and I discovered it through YouTube or BookTube as well. It just started spreading. I saw the cover everywhere and at first I wasn't really interested, but then I saw a couple of reviews that talked so warmly about it that I just ended up ordering it from Book Depository, and I'm really glad that I did. The book that I'm talking about is On the Other Side by Carrie Fletcher. Now, Carrie Fletcher has this amazing YouTube channel. I really enjoy her videos. I had no idea who she was before I read this book, so it was a really pleasant surprise to not only love a new book, but also find a new YouTuber to love as well. So that was a double win with this one. And can we just take a minute to appreciate the beauty of this cover? I mean, and it's even more prettier when you take the dust jacket off. I mean, look at that. Super, super pretty. And it has her YouTube channel logo right there, which I thought was a pretty nice touch. Amazing design job right there. It's a true beauty. This is a magical realism story. I think it's important to know that going into this because if not, it might throw you a bit off. But I really, really love magical realism. I think it's just so pleasurable to be in the real world and have magic happen as well. I just really, really enjoy it. But this is the story about Evie Snow. Evie Snow passes away when she's 82, surrounded by her loved ones, and then she ends up at the door to her personal heaven, but her soul is too heavy for her to be able to get in. So she has to rid herself of what is weighing down her soul. So she travels back to her loved ones, but they cannot see her, but she can go into their dreams and pass some kind of message to them so that they can discover her secrets and for her soul to lighten so she can go into heaven. Going to this, I was a little worried that it was going to be religious of some kind. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just not my cup of tea, but it ended up not being that at all. It's just a really cute, fluffy read with really interesting and sweet characters, and I really enjoyed it very, very much. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, at the end here, I do want to have an honorable mention because there was a book that I was reading probably the last week of August, but I didn't get to finish it, but it is so good. I just finished it today, and I'm not going to talk that much about it, but I just want to mention it. The only reason I ordered it was because Stephen King blurbed it on his Facebook. And also because I read a book by the same author last year that I really enjoyed. And that is The Deep by Nick Cutter. Just really old school kind of horror story about a science lab that is at the bottom of the ocean and there's something lurking in the deep. So I will talk more about this in my next wrap up. Maybe I'll do a separate review of it as well. I haven't really decided, but I just wanted to throw it in as an honorable mention. Now, those are the books that I read in the month of August. There's not much of a stack to hold up, so I'm not even gonna bother to, but I would really love to hear what your favorite book of August was. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye!